Right guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to pick up a very cheap car that I bought, and hopefully I'll be able to show you the whole process of me spinning this car around for profit. That's my plan anyway. The car in question is a late 2009 Peugeot 308 diesel, and it's done quite a few miles. In fact, 155,000 of them to be precise. But forget all that. The important thing is I've paid just £250 for it, so I can't really go wrong. I'm hoping that if I spend another £250 on it, it'll owe me £500, then I think I should be able to double my money. That's my plan anyway. I haven't actually seen the car yet, but based on its description, I do know it needs a good number of things doing to it. For example, one of the wing mirrors is hanging off, maybe fresh set of reg plates. It does need a few things doing, and I'm prepared to do them. I do quite like buying cheap stuff like this because, like I say, I can't really go wrong with it. I could end up massively overspending, don't get me wrong, but if it turns out to be a complete nail, I could just scrap it and get, well, recently I scrapped a bunch of cars and got £210 or you know, up to £300 for them. So I can't really go wrong. I know what you're thinking, they're probably famous last words, but give me some credit, guys. Right, I'll see you there. Well, we're here. I'd forgotten actually, I should have known this, but that's a late 2009 car. They ran the it was a 307 initially, then they rebadged it. They rebadged it, you fool. They ran the 307 from 2002 because I've had several of them to be honest, but I've had several early ones. But that being a 308 is it's a facelifted 307 basically. So it's got that big gormless mouth, the big gob. But it looks all right. Yes, the near side wing mirrors held on by duct tape. We've got a poppy there, but it's got alloys. So that isn't the most basic S spec. The other good thing with cheap cars like this, how much is a wing mirror going to cost me off eBay? 25 quid? Nothing's expensive. Imagine replacing a wing mirror on this, for example, with cameras and blind spot monitoring. That looks all right, you know. The plates are from Bullseye, wherever that is. An S postcode, so Sheffield way. Headlamps could do with a buff. Replace the plates, get rid of the poppy, replace the mirror. It sounds, it sounds like quite a bit, to be honest, but with a £250 budget, I think I can do that. We've got an air freshener thing on the dash, which tells me someone's either had a dog in it, or, more optimistically, someone's actually looked after it. So as always then, let's check this out using Car Vertical. This will just tell us a bit more about the car. It'll tell us whether it's ever been stolen, written off, had a mileage rollback, or has outstanding finance on it. All we need to do then is type in the VIN or the reg number. Now in this case, we know it is Victor Kilo 59 Yankee Hotel Delta, and then check vehicle. And what this does is it checks dozens of countries' databases and it checks hundreds of millions of cars. So it isn't just a UK thing. If this has had an accident in Belgium or France or something like that, this will tell us. It only takes a couple of minutes, it isn't expensive, and it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word. Use that discount code HIGHPEAK and you save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. Or alternatively, click the link below in the video description. Right, and the report's ready. So view report then. Now, it's never been clocked, that's good, with 155,000 miles on the clock. There's no outstanding finance, it's never been involved in a recorded accident, and never been stolen. The last MOT was done at 155. In February, 2 months ago. And it's only done about 2,000 miles a year for the last 5 or 6 years. That's a result, isn't it? I mean, thinking about it, it's a 15-year-old car now, that. So it's kind of average mileage anyway. The average market price for such a vehicle is £2,400. I don't think it's worth as much as that, to be honest, but we shall see. I was kind of hoping that it'd be worth somewhere between £1,000 and 1,500 quid, but you never know. So it was manufactured in 2009, registered in October 2009. Let's see if there are any advisory items on the last MOT. We'll see what we're up against. It failed in January on an anti-lock braking system warning light, ABS fault. But then it passed in February with no advisory items. It's a result, isn't it? Right, let's go and see how bad it is inside, shall we? Right, well, the first bit of good news, we've got 2 sets of keys. That one there looks like it's never been used. Still got the sticker on the side. That one has, but I can't see the circuit boards. We're all good. And it does look quite tidy, that, really. I can see that it's had a bit of paint, I think, unless that's just a Peugeot finish. It does look a bit orange peely. But not too bad, quite tidy. Now, tyres down this side, that looks very old, actually. That's a Michelin from 2019, but the sidewall's a bit cracked, but there's plenty of tread. And I mean, it wasn't an advisory item, was it? So up front we've got a Michelin, what looks like a winter tyre or something, or a cross climate or something. On about 4mm of tread, that's pretty good. That wing mirror is all fine. It does need a good old clean though, but there's a little dent in the door, as you can probably see. Not the end of the world on something like this. We've got front fogs. Yeah, fresh set of plates, buff the lamps, order a wing mirror. We've got a matching Michelin on this side, on about 4mm. That's pretty good. Alloys are okay. Brake discs look a bit scabby, but they don't look lipped. Here's my broken wing mirror then. Wonder why that's... Ah, right. Here we go then. It's just that bottom part, I think, rather than the whole thing. Right, so I think it's just... Right. Yeah, I need to order a new wing mirror then, don't I? That's a replacement anyway, because you can see, well, the finish is like a chalkboard. That's obviously been primed and someone's just given it a go over with black aerosol paint. It's quite tidy though, isn't it, that? Down this side we've got... Have we got another Michelin? We've got another Michelin, but it does look very old, that. With the same age as the other side, I imagine, 2019. It's just the sidewall looks all cracked. Round the back we've got non-matching plates, held in with wood screws, so I will order a fresh set of plates. Not a pretty car, the 308, is it? I actually thought the 307 looked better. I always thought the styling on the 307 was a bit more subtle than the 308. This is sort of a like it or loathe it design, isn't it? Right, my remote locking isn't working, so I'll replace the batteries. Fairly standard stuff for this, isn't it? Inside, it's, apart from needing a good clean, it's all right, you know. It's not bad at all. The steering wheel's all worn, but again, I could order one off eBay. Perhaps a leather one off like a GT model or something. It'll be 50 quid, won't it? Swap that over. The back, there's plenty of dog hairs, but nothing that wouldn't vac out easily. We've got rubber mats. It's all right, this, you know. Be a decent cheap family car for somebody. We've got Isofix points in the back, for example. In the boot we've got... What brand is that? A high-low. Got a high-low tyre there. Looks fairly new, that. Like someone's replaced it after a puncture. This is all alright so far, isn't it? Quite pleased. Down here we've got some parking tickets. It's all a bit dirty. We've got some bubble wrap there. But it's all right. Now, annoyingly, on Peugeots and Citroens of this era, the glove compartment's tiny on right-hand drive cars, because that's where the fuse box sits. They didn't think to swap it over. Got a sponge there, in case you fancy a bubble bath. Locking wheel nuts, pen. So, service history then. Car logbooks MOT. Is there a service book? Is there a service book? Oh, there we go, service book. I'm not expecting a great deal here, guys, to be honest. I would have thought it'll stop at like 50 or 60 when people lose interest with it. That's what I see day in, day out. Right. Service record. Well, this is even worse than I thought. There are no stamps in this at all. None. That can't be right. Must be another one. We've got plenty of receipts here, so perhaps that's a replacement book. Because there's some there from the Good Garage Scheme thing. It's weird, isn't it? Can't have no history at all, can it? Someone's paid for the Superguard look, even. I suspect that's a duplicate book then, because we do have some receipts. For example, that one. That was done at 133 in 2019, Volvo Specialists, G-Tech. Oh, right, okay. We've got another one here at 153. Supplied and fitted engine oil and filter. So it's had a minor service in January 23. That's good going. This doesn't really need an awful lot, does it? Only a few cosmetic bits. I think I'll definitely replace this steering wheel. It's a bit manky, isn't it? Replace it with a nice leather one. Let's fire this up then, shall we? See if we've got any warning lights on. Didn't see my glow plug light there. Is there one? Engine light go away. Oh, it did. Listen to me. Right, well, it's done 156. The fuel light's on. That's just my handbrake light. We've got no warning lights at all, which is very good going. How many of my windows work? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full house. That's good going then. It is the 21st of April. Perfect time. Right, 15 degrees, nice day. What about radio stations? 97.4, I don't know what that is. If it's the other side of the Pennines, it could be anything. Not sure. What about CDs? Oh, we've got 80s rock. There we go, right. It's not my cup of tea, that, to be honest, but we're all different. What have we found down here? Hang on a minute, look at this, wait till you see this. We've got 3 old pound coins. Haven't seen those for years. And we've got some, what look like, some reading glasses. That's about it. Should we have a look under the bonnet? And the bonnet pull's always on the passenger side of these. Is there a sticker to say the cam belt's been done? What do we think? Something's buzzing. Oh, it is, look at that. You know what? Every single time I open the bonnet on a car in this car park and say to you guys, oh, I wonder if there's a cam belt sticker. There rarely is. And yet on this, look at that. 2019 done at 124, timing belt done. I'm a simple man, aren't I? That's all I needed. A nice cam belt sticker, then I'm as happy as Larry. Shall we get this on the road then and see how it performs? I think I know how it'll drive, to be honest. The clutch will be a little bit high. It's probably a little bit loose because it's done 155. There'll probably be a little bit of black smoke on acceleration. Well, spoiling the fun, aren't I? See you in a sec. Right then. Get this old girl on the road, shall we? Fuel level low, yes, I know. It does smell all right. It doesn't stink of dogs. Not that I have an issue with dogs, by the way, but I'd rather my car didn't smell of them. Especially wet ones. Well, as I predicted, the clutch is a little high. Not in a faulty sort of way, but in a Frenchy sort of way. This misshapen steering wheel's making me ill. Pulls all right. Engine sounds all right. We're all right. No smoke under acceleration, that's a good sign. But then it had a service 2,500 miles ago. No traffic either. I'm on to a winner today, aren't I? This is all right, you know. I need to stop saying all right, don't I? Too many all rights. It's better than I was expecting. How's that? My air conditioning works as well. This isn't a bad car, you know. This isn't bad at all. It's far better than I was expecting. For 250 quid, I think this is a bit of a bargain. So, I think I've replaced the rear tyres because the sidewall's cracked. There's no need to do a service or an MOT because they've been done recently. More money saved. So I'll just replace the rear tyres, replace the wing mirror, replace the steering wheel, give it a good clean, replace the plates. It'll owe me 500 quid. Yeah, I think we're on to a winner. And what is this worth? Looking nice and clean with a wing mirror that isn't held on by gaffer tape, with a fresh service, cam belt done. This would do somebody, wouldn't it? Somebody just needs a cheap commuter vehicle or something. I mean, granted it's diesel, so you can't drive it into London anymore without getting fleeced, but lots of us don't live down south, do we? This is all right, this. I bought far worse for 250 quid, let me tell you. Quite solid over the bumps, no funny noises. Not tried 5th gear yet, but I'm driving through the centre of the village, so I haven't picked up enough speed. Can't believe the air conditioning works. How many 15-year-old Peugeots on the road with functioning aircon? My guess is about 10%. This actually isn't a bad thing. It's pulling slightly to the left, so I'll get that tracking done. It's not even that loose over the bumps. I thought this was going to be loose and knocky, but it's not. It's all right. No, this is pretty good. As old cheap cars go, this is a decent one. So, I think that's what I'll do. Leave this with me. In fact, on this occasion, I might bring you along for some of the jobs. The reg plates, the wing mirror, things like that. Why not? A bit more interesting, isn't it? You can see me get my hands dirty. I think some of you are under the wrong impression, by the way, that I don't get my hands dirty. Of course I do. Well, did. I still do. I'm trying to convince myself now, aren't I? Right, I'll catch up with you later on. Cheers, guys. And we're back in the cheap Peugeot 308, and it's all finally done and ready for sale. Remember how at the start of this video I said that I'd spend around £250 on this car preparing it for sale? Well, I didn't. Actually spent less. Who'd have thought it? Now, after we last spoke, I ran this down to my mechanics for just a general check over really, and asked them to replace the rear tyres. They were okay on tread, but the sidewall was quite badly cracked on both sides. So I've had them replaced with 2 brand new tyres. Budgets, but still brand new. Then I ordered a brand new wing mirror on eBay, and I fitted that. I had that fitted, should I say? I didn't fit it myself. I could have done, but I didn't bother. I'm always busy. In the olden days, I'd have done it myself, obviously, taking the door card off and all that sort of stuff. But now I just rush around at 100 miles an hour. So it's better to pay somebody to do it, and I can use my time more wisely. Now, the brand new mirror came with its mirror cap in primer, so I ran that down to Jimmy the Magician. For £20, he painted it in black for me. And it looks so much tidier. There's not a single bit of gaffer tape on this car now. The whole thing just looks so much tidier. Then I ran it down to my local car wash for a mini valet. I was going to get a full valet done, and then I thought that's going to cost me £70. No, instead, just spend £15 and get a mini one done. And it cleaned up quite well. It was a little bit scruffy, this car, but after a quick vacuum out, it's now nice and clean. What else did I do? Ah yes, new reg plates. Fitted those myself, by the way. And that, ladies and gents, is about it. So I'm going to get this back to work, photograph it, and make a little advert. I just don't know. I don't know where to pitch it. I thought £1,000. It's definitely worth £1,000. It's got a long MOT, new tyres, and it's quite tidy. But I think it might be worth a little bit more. Anything these days that runs and drives okay with a clean MOT, I'm thinking it's worth 1,500 quid, to be honest. 1495, and I imagine the phone will melt. Ah, that reminds me. I was going to order a new steering wheel for it. I wanted to get a leather one, because this one's all worn. But I had a quick look on eBay, and the only leather ones I could get were off a 308cc, and I wasn't sure whether they were compatible or not, so I didn't bother. Still, it's all right. It does the job, doesn't it? It still turns the wheels, which is pretty much all you can ask for from a steering wheel, isn't it? Right, what I'm going to do now then is park up somewhere scenic, and I'll talk you through my costs. But I've kind of ruined this already for you, haven't I? Because they are less than £250. Here we'll do then. All right, it's not as scenic as usual, but it'll do. I can still see some animals. Right, so I paid £250 for the car, so it was cheap to begin with. Then the new plates cost me £15, can't forget those. The mini valet cost me £15. What else? The wing mirror. To paint the wing mirror, that cost me £20, and the actual wing mirror itself cost me £60. The only other cost that I need to factor in then are the tyres. They were £118 for the pair, which takes my total to £478. Now, I'd set myself a budget of £250, so we're now £22 under budget, which is a result really, isn't it? I'm over the moon with that. If I can sell this for £14.95, which I'm sure I will, I've made £1,000 profit. Low fuel, don't panic. I always panic when I hear that chime, especially when you're in a Peugeot. I expect to see the display there telling me that my depollution system's faulty or something like that. So I think that's about it, guys and girls. Thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll leave the link below. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say, is there? See you next time.